Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition, a traveling rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery. Hey, this first shot, we're doing a little kayaking now. The first shot you're seeing here is of a cove in Green Cove Springs. I wanted to get that out because we're going to travel all the way around it and we'll talk about it as we go. Before we get into the video, 22 veterans a day in this country take their own lives. Vets, I love you. You have a place here. We back to blue over here. We support Leo. How do we do that, Megatron?
We don't break the damn law.
Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. So, this is our first full-blown kayaking adventure on the channel. So, I'm going to let Megatron explain how she filmed it real quick.
Very poorly. So I had the GoPro in my hand as I attempted to paddle with one hand and it did not go well. So I apologize.
All right, so we used the GoPro. Meg shot is now, what we weren't even sure if we were going to post this footage, okay? But it came out pretty decent and it was pretty funny to watch her paddle with one hand and try to shoot it with the other. Now, the one thing Megatron is good at is rigging and engineering, and we are going to do a mount on the kayak, and Lord willing, before February hits, we're going to add a drone. So we're going to add some different things, but I do want you guys to get, there are times it might get a little shaky, and she did a really, really good job. There's a little scab looking lean there. Now right here, this was really, really cool. This is actually a bum camp you're seeing.
Bum camp.
Now, we are, Green Cove Springs, if you look at a map or on Google Maps, if you look up Spring Park in Green Cove Springs, you can get a little idea of where we're at. Aero scab flexing. Now, one thing that there's a lot of, and you're going to see a bunch of, is a bunch of wrecks. Now, Megatron, what is that we're looking at?
There is a boat on the shore, actually. I don't know why, and it's up on stilts of some sort, and there's a ladder leading up to it, but yes, that is a boat on land.
Now, here's the thing. That's nobody's backyard. There's no easy way to get to that. That's probably 200 to 300 yards through the woods from the main road. That's kind of why we wanted to show that. Now, right over here, you're going to get a look at the VFW here in Green Cove Springs, one of them, and there's a couple of more boats that are wrecked. Now, Green Cove Springs was established in 1820. People have been putting their boats in this cove for 200 years now. So there are a ass load of wrecks. Now, the other thing you're seeing right there, that's Highway 17. All right, just to show you, it's kind of crazy because we're kind of close to town. Spring Park's right in the middle of downtown Green Cove Springs, okay? So you might see a road here and there on some of our kayaking adventures. It's really, really, really cool coastline. Now, we're headed towards Reynolds Park, where Megatron was able to get a good bit of footage. And this is why we wanted to go to the GoPro so much, guys, to get some panned out views and some bigger overall views. That's just Green Cove coastline. That's why we love living here so much. There's 1,000 little alcoves and inlets and tributaries to explore. Now, we also got out at Reynolds Field, and Reynolds Field is an old World War II base, okay? While this water we're at, what do you think, about waist high?
Oh, yeah, barely.
This cove is very, very shallow, and you can see from some of the boats that are capsized or whatever, it is very shallow. However, Reynolds Field is a deep water port. The mothball fleet was held here after World War II, over 260 ships, until President Johnson took over and moved the fleet to Texas. One of the adventures we've talked about doing is somewhere out here in this water, closer to the middle of the St. Johns, there is almost an island. You can see it from Google Maps, and all it is old, used military equipment that got dumped in the river way back when. Now, Megatron, tell us a little bit about what you were doing here.
Just trying to film the landscape, and then I saw a little alcove, so I decided I would try to sneak up on whatever wildlife lived there. I snuck up on some turtles earlier and scared them away, so I thought, hey, let me try it again. Maybe there'll be something out there like a gator. I don't know, but yeah, no luck. So I went into the little alcove and there was nothing there, and yeah.
Now, through this is on the edge line of Reynolds Field. This is part of it. So this is now the city of Green Cove now owns. It's an old naval base that was turned over to the city. I want to say in the 60s or 70s, but this is kind of an outlying area. Now, we've seen a couple of blue herons. We've seen an egret.
Yep.
And a bunch of what? Turtles.
Yeah, oh yeah, a lot of turtles and possibly a small gator, but it moved too quick. So
hopefully on some of these, if y'all like some of these little adventures, we're going to do more of them, and this is why we're going to go. We're adding outdoors to the title on December 31st. This Tuesday, I'm going to do a little video outlining where we're going for 2022 and some channel changes. Now, we'll always do knives. We'll always do blades. That's always going to happen. But like I said, I want to take y'all on some of these adventures, and this was a total learning adventure. I mean, it's just, you know, we need to post the camera up.
Yep.
In a spot. I mean, because Meg did a great job. I mean, honest to God, guys, she's literally filming and paddling with one hand. So we're going to take that. We're going to put it on a tripod. The other thing that you'll notice in some of this footage, you see the glare of the sun. We went out about midday. Here's the deal. It was a beautiful day, and we've had a great couple of days. We ate lunch with Mom and Dad yesterday. We got out today. However, when you live in Florida, it's perfect weather, but it's colder on the water, and that wind gets to whipping, and you're in a kayak. So we waited to midday. The sun was overhead. So you can see in some of these shots, when we're going away from the sun or we're heading east or southeast, you know, we've got really, really good footage. And that's something that we'll work on and do as we go. Now, how many boats do you think we saw tumped over?
At least 3, 2 confirmed.
2 confirmed. It's crazy, man. I don't know who's responsible. Well, St. John's River Management is responsible for cleaning it up. Now, I don't know how they go about doing that. We also found an RV park at Reynolds Field. We got out there. We had some footage, but walking with the GoPro, I mean, it was just too shaky, and Meg deleted it. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was. But, and we'll get better footage next time, because we've got some carnival, like the casino boats and things like that there. And there were some RV people there. Some of these folks in these boats, and I don't know if we'll get a good shot of all the boats in this cove, but some folks do stay in that RV park, and they may be repairing boats or whatever. This one ain't gonna get repaired. I can tell you that. This is done. But now you see there how shallow that cove is, and it's that way just about all the way across, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's a little deceptive when you're paddling now. One thing is, I do not, in the past couple years, I've not enjoyed being on the big water or the open water. You get a lot of wind, a lot of waves, and being a lot heavier and past medicinal uses, it used to beat me up. But today, we went all the way around the cove, and then it was my bright idea to cut straight across that cove to go home. That we were headed northwest.
Great idea.
We were headed northwest. The problem was we had a strong southeasterly wind blowing in our face. The truth is the St. Johns River flows north. It's one of only a few in the world that flow north, and that played to our advantage. But it about beat old Scabbard to death. Now, again, there you see, this is another wreck. This one was kind of cool that we just kind of happened up on. We didn't even really see this one, did we?
Yeah, that was the one that was like on the that you didn't go to, but I did. It was actually beached on the side of the river. I would love to get out and actually look in it next time.
That's one of the things we're going to work on. Like I said, it's December, and while it's very warm and while it's very pleasant, that water's very damn cold.
Too cold.
So we're going to get the correct gear. We're going to try to get out more, do a little more exploring. We are going to have a drone, so we're going to start adding some drone footage. And I hope you enjoy this, guys. I really, really do. Now, some people like just the nature footage, and man, I get it. But listen to me. The only thing you would have got on this by just letting the video run is a bunch of wind, because it was cutting across there very well, and you wouldn't have been able, I mean, it just wasn't enjoyable. That's actually why we decided to do a good bit of narration through this one. The one thing that's disturbing to me in all this, we found a beer keg, we found 3 or 4 submerged 55-gallon drums. Green Cove Springs coastline is absolutely gorgeous.
Yep.
You can see straight to the bottom, probably for 150 feet out from the coast. It has that kind of auburn look, that tannic acid look, and it's beautiful. It just gets a little disturbing when there's just so much junk and unnecessary stuff in the river. So do me a favor, share this video. Help us. We're going to try to start contacting some people. It's just a resource that's getting wasted, and I don't like it being trashed up. And also, there's no telling, guys, honest to God, when we get our drone, we'll be able to show you more and more wrecks out there. I'd say there's probably, 10?
At least.
That you can go to right now. And that's just boats sitting on the bottom. Well, guys, this is going to wrap it up. I love y'all. God knows I do. God bless y'all. I hope he does.
Here's the beer keg.
Here's the beer keg. Mikey says it best. Everything's going to be all right. I'm Scab.
I'm Megatron.
And you're not. We gone, son. Love y'all.